What's going on YouTube? These men be here. Be sorry. Am I catching a cold? So Adonis Live. I like Adonis Live. He is a brave young man, probably in his 20s. He's been traveling by himself, dolo, doing street interviews with people. Some are very controversial. He knows how to handle himself under pressure. I've seen him like confront people. I mean, he ain't no punk. So I really like his channel. But I believe he's going to uncover this whole FBA talk. I keep hearing about FBA. So it means Foundational Black Americans. So what I will call Black Americans, they have a new name called Foundational Black Americans. I guess that means if your family was majority in the South or from America in general. And then you have another segment of Black Americans, FBA, saying that they were actually Native Americans. So I'm not saying I'm not confused. I'm saying like, yeah. Hopefully they would explain to me better, because I'm starting to hear certain things. Like that was a new one. Black Americans have always been here, just like the Native Americans, right? And also the Black Americans who have like family from the South or family from wherever they're from in America. It's almost like they are trying to say that they never came from Africa, or if they did, they were in America for so long, they made their own culture over time. Please let me know if I'm doing it right. Please let me know. I don't know. So I'm looking at one of his videos right now, see what's going on. He's entertaining as hell. He's brave as hell.
Hold on.
I remember a video of him talking to South Africans. They were being really disrespectful toward each other. He held his own.
Clip.
First off, let me start by saying a black British person can never make me feel inferior.
Let me just explain the scenario. This guy is triggered because he heard a black British rapper refer to the police as feds.
You don't know enough about our history, our lineages, and our cultures to have an opinion. Ooh, hold on. This is about to get very interesting. If you've seen the title, you already know what we're going to be talking about this moment in time. What's up, guys? My name's Adonis Crash Boom, and you guys are watching Adonis Live. Hold on. If you like this video before I even said this right now, you're a true legend. Yes, we are back, finally back on YouTube. A lot of things are changing. We'll be talking more about that towards the end. But right now, we're going to be watching a video, and I'm going to be explaining to you guys what is the main issue on why Black Americans have this discomfort or dislike or uncomfort with interacting with Black British people, well, African and Caribbean.
All right, so this is a whole different topic. I'll give you a brief story, and this will not be my last time saying this. British people, I'm not from there, so I had a professor in college who said that, you know, he's from there, or London, whatever, and he was saying that there was a big beef between the African black people and the Caribbean black people. It was like a big scuffle, like they always went at each other. And you know, back then it was very cool to be Jamaican back then. You know, Jamaica with the dance hall and reggae back then, and Afrobeats wasn't there as it is right now. But they would have these vicious, like, get backs at each other. Like one time he said, African girl said, "Hey, you guys used to be our slaves." And I'm like, what? That goes to show you that people had such a deep hatred for each other. They would say things like, "You Caribbean people used to be our slaves. You were sold to the white man." Just give you context of what I know about the whole British black people thing on that side. But I'm pretty sure it's way more complex than that. That's only one issue.
Caribbean melanated people from the UK, and in this video properly explains exactly why. And if you're a UK citizen, you're watching this, I'm just the host explaining the situation. If you haven't liked the video yet, give this video a like right now, but we're gonna jump right into it right now. Here we go.
First off, let me start by saying a black British person can never make me feel inferior.
Let me just explain the scenario. This guy is triggered because he heard a black British rapper refer to the police as feds. It's just slang, mate. Like, get over it. But
it's not just slang. Like, I need you to understand this. You're not understanding the situation of what's
So I'm assuming Adonis is on the side of the black Americans.
triggering, what's making people in the Black America feel very uncomfortable with your particular people in general. And I can try my best to make you understand it, but I understand as you watch this, you're probably gonna not try to understand it. You're not going to try to get it. You're going to try to make some type of excuses, as they always do. But I have to do my due diligence to try my best to articulate what's going on. So here we go.
Apparently we're copying everything African Americans do, despite a majority of our slang deriving from the Caribbean culture, specifically Pat.
And you know what? Even in Canada, they have a lot of like Caribbean background. Like you hear Drake speak to his boys or his boys speak, they have that little slang, just like he said, patois. Even in Canada.
Was. And also we've got entries from like other former colonies, so Indian, Arabic, Islamic, by the way of many different cultures. Even white people in like Scotland, Ireland, cities around the UK, they say feds is truly not that deep. But I'm gonna make it deep because I'd like for this guy to question his own ignorance.
I like for this guy to question his own ignorance as you're wearing a hoodie. For those of you who don't know, the modern hoodie that he's wearing right now was invented in America. All right? Just to let you guys know from just right up back.
I think he's nitpicking now. Come on, Adonis. Come on, bro. Who made the hoodie? Let's look this up. Who made the hoodie? When and where? The Knickerbocker knitting company known as Champion. Oh shit. So Champion made the hoodie. That's good to know. I mean, I've seen him do this before where he's like, oh, you get this from us, you get this from us. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm saying, like, a hoodie? I mean, who doesn't wear hoodies? Unless he's saying, like, a black man from New York made it or a black man from America made it. I don't know. Maybe I think he's...
So that's an American thing that he's wearing, okay?
But I like the fact that he's asking these questions because it's not a question that I would ask. He's trying to go even deeper. So I'll let him do his thing. He's a professional here.
Okay? So when he says you're copying, you're doing it and you don't even realize it at all. But okay, let's see what he has to say.
So there's this thing that quite a few African Americans do, at least those who are seemingly uninterested in being studious when it comes to acknowledging foreign cultures they have no understanding of, but they fall into a fallacy of American exceptionalism. To note, black people succumb to British exceptionalism too, at times extending a British sense of being into our wider world. For instance, some of us might go on a party holiday and act a fool like our white counterparts in these countries, but like our black African American counterparts, I think we all feel we experience life differently in contrast to our white peers. We dissociate from them while not accepting we enact the same behaviors. So it always feels off acknowledging how our identities are quite tied to our nationalities.
Now, I'll tell you right now, my overall feeling about these conversations, that this is another form of tribalism, especially as black people. At the end of the day, after we start saying, oh, I'm FBA and I'm Caribbean, I'm African, the greater society or the other cultures around the world say, okay, you just a nigger. All right? Hey, facts are facts. I'm not saying to hurt people's feelings. I mean, this channel is still brand new, but at the end of the day, they still look at it as the same type of person, all right? Just so you know.
So, when a guy like this, who's an alleged therapist, by the way, makes a statement saying black British people could never make him feel inferior, it makes me think a few things. One, there is definitely a sort of inferiority complex here, stemming from a lack of understanding of our culture. People belittle what they don't understand. They feel to minimize the lack of knowing, and the answer is to clown. Like, so for example, oh, this is ridiculous, right? Look at this. And it's always in reference to people they already know. So let's mock this thing we don't understand. And my thing is, are you a man or you're a mouse? Like, why do you have to run back?
All right, when it comes to the buffer, all right, out there for what I've seen, they got hood niggas, we got hood niggas, okay? We're just as capable as they are. Let me shut up. I'm trying to draw a point, but I gotta, think about it more.
Back to your group of people to reaffirm
We're all the same, basically. I'm trying to say we're all the same.
your ignorance instead of seeking answers. Two,
That was passive aggressive. Are you a man? Or are you a mouse? Why are you trying to belittle him based off your wordplay because he has a different? You just penalized him for using this type of derogatory or this minimalization of the way he's articulating himself. And you did the same thing. You threw a low blow for no reason. If you're going to make an educated statement, then make an educated statement. There's no reason for you to try to throw a low blow. It contradicts what you're actually saying. You're literally proving. But okay, I'm gonna get my opinion at the end.
Relationship between African Americans and Black Brits that's not cemented in politics.
By the way, I'm gonna start doing this for every single video. My opinion is my opinion. I'm not saying this is how it's supposed to be. You understand that? This is just my opinions, because people be taking, oh, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. This is my opinion, my live life. I take whatever I learned from other parts of the world, and my understanding of life, and I put on this video. So for people who don't understand that, majority of the stuff you listen to are opinions, okay? The majority of what you listen to are just opinions. They may sound convincing. The person may sound like they really believe what they're saying. It doesn't mean it's true. I could be dead wrong with everything I'm saying right now. They could be dead wrong. I'm pretty sure I have something that may be right. They have something that may be right. Not 100%. It is what it is. Just disclaimer.
Business or cultural exchange, despite this being the biggest marker for our relationship today, is fragmented. It is a fragmented exchange that lacks continuity. Due to our adolescent relationship, the default setting is quite childish, back and forth, which feels like roast.
I understand everything you're saying. And that's another thing too, guys. You see how he's making the face? It doesn't mean what he's saying is wrong. It means he just doesn't want to agree for whatever reason. And I could be wrong for agreeing with him. Who knows? That's possible. But I understand what he's saying.
And sessions between a friendship group, but there tends to be truth in the feeling, a vitriol behind the nasty things being said. I can't pinpoint the exact TikTok and essay right now, but my fave Tiana spoke about this in reference to Black Brits, about how young our culture is and how inexperienced we are when it comes to having certain conversations, because there's barely been any historical reference point here. Equally, we need to find a way to have these transnational conversations intercommunally. It seems TikTok has become this space unwittingly.
Is he using ChatGPT to read out what he said? Did he say everything he needed to say and then tell ChatGPT to articulate it right in a civilized way so people can actually not criticize him? I think, if you think so, comment he's using ChatGPT. I think he's using ChatGPT. He's not even looking at the camera, and I see on his eyes, you can see a screen. So I think he's like using ChatGPT. But hey, it doesn't matter. You use ChatGPT. It's good. It's solid. The issue that I'm gonna address, and I'm gonna try not to be as sarcastic or as snarky, and I'm gonna try to be as neutral as possible when I say it. So please try to.
You mean a little sassy, my brother, but do your job. Do your job. Do your job.
You don't know.
And I'm saying that respectfully because I know when you don't want to hear something, you just want to disagree with everything. But like the fact that he checked himself, like, let me stop being biased. Let me try to be objective here.
Enough about our history, our lineages, and our cultures to have an opinion on it. Okay, we've had in the 80s, during the civil rights, during all this particular thing, the 70s, you know, we've had people like Malcolm X go over to the UK, Muhammad Ali, a couple different people go over to the UK itself. But you don't know about our lineages to use these terminology and to think you can associate and talk about it. You called him an African American. How do you know he's an African American? Like, you got to understand how complex that terminology is in our culture. You can say, what do you mean? Listen, there were Africans who migrated over to America in the last 3 generations. They are technically African Americans, but there are people that have been in America longer than those generations, whose bloodlines are mixed in between the Native Americans who are already here. So you can't sit down and say they're African American. That's why it's a conflict of interest when Americans say, oh, we're African American. No, we're Black American. You got to know the difference of the cultures of the tribes.
I don't know the difference. I'm glad you said tribes, because this is all tribalism, y'all. And I am against tribalism, especially as Black people. We do not need to have more tribes. The FBA is the most recent tribe I've heard about. Tribalism. Now we have people saying, oh, we don't get along with these people. Y'all all Black. We're all Black, you know? And at the end of the day, I understand the context of FBA. I'll make another video about this. It's saying that these other groups have been disrespecting us, and because of us, they have rights. So they should be kissing our ass. Okay, we suffer slavery. You guys may have not. I mean, which is not true. If you're from the Caribbean, that was slavery. Okay, if you're from certain parts of Africa, you was enslaved too. All right, or in this case, not all of them, of course. But the point I'm trying to say is, tribalism gotta go. All right, if not, more separation. It's either or. Me, I can say, yeah, my parents are Caribbean. I'm a tether. Fine, I'm a tether. Fine. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that even means for me to get offended, right? But if you see me walking down the street, you're gonna be that's a big black dude. So me, I identify as a black man. Point blank period. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I had no choice of who my parents were. I ain't have any pick on where I was gonna be born. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, right? That was not my choice. I didn't have any choice, as a matter of fact. So for me to feel like I'm different than you because of where I was born, it makes no sense to me. My norms, right, growing up in Brooklyn, I can see those same norms in other parts of the world too. It's not just a Brooklyn thing. What? We fought. We got intertwined with illegal activities because that was just what it was, especially in the 90s. But Brooklyn is not the only place just like that. There's other places who have similar stories all around the world, not even just America. So who am I to feel like I'm different than you because you're not from my block? You're not from my state. You're not from my country. We got too much in common.
And this term black, that's why I don't like the term black. Oh, black. Black is not a monolith. You can't just say, oh, black, so Caribbean, this. No, you don't do that with white people. You don't call white, even the term white people. Yeah, even the term white people. I don't even like that. I think people should be identified as their specific countries that they particularly lineage from.
Countries are made up, y'all. All right? Countries is somebody or a group of people who agree to call this certain part they carved out of a map. So that means, let's say if I make a new country tomorrow, right? I'm going to call it Microphonia. 10 years down the line, I'm like, yo, I'm from Microphonia, yo. They say throw the M's up. You know, you see how ridiculous that sounds? This shit gotta stop, but that's my opinion.
So for me, I've traveled around. I've been to the UK. I've traveled to different countries and stuff like that. But I'm gonna give my opinion at that. Hold on, because I'm going crazy right now. Let me chill. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be slick. I'm just saying, let me just.
There's actually always been a relationship between African Americans and Black Brits since the slave trade. Throughout colonialism, the civil rights movements, there's just been a lack of continuity, systematic overshadowing of our past, and we have a constant migration story in this British situation. Jamaicans, Nigerians, Ghanaians, Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, and more from the former colonies of Britain have moved here. Colonial soldiers during the World Wars, the Windrush era, the African and Asian students who
I might be using ChatGPT, but he cooking though. He cooking.
studied here before going back home, many establishing political movements and such that's changed the world. For instance, London has been a hub for pan-Africanist and black nationalist movements since the 1900s. In 1900, the first Pan-African conference was hosted in London, featuring Marcus Garvey, W.E.B. Du Bois, and other notable African-American Pan-Africanists who used London.
Am I tripping? Or did he say W.E.D. Du Bois? Isn't it Du Bois? Am I tripping? Nah, that's a serious question because I could be wrong. Am I saying it right or is he saying it right?
I think it's Du Bois.
You can comment that in the chat he's
Du Bois.
saying it right.
It doesn't even matter.
I always thought it was W.
In the 60s, we had Jimi Hendrix, Marvin Gaye, Nina Simone, Diana Ross.
He's definitely ChatGPT now. He go there a little bit too much.
Sammy Davis Jr., Bob Marley, Muhammad Ali, visiting and chilling at the
I'll tell you the prompt. The prompt was, I need a long thesis type of response to this guy saying, and please no quotables, please have historic figures. And this is a ChatGPT prompt. Peeping game.
Grove restaurant with black British activists like CLR James, Darcus Howe, Barbara Beast, a member of the British Black Panther movement.
Yo, do you know how long ChatGPT has been out before the public knew about it? People who were lying their ass off.
As well as others from it.
When you mention all of these black American people, why do you say we have? Who's we?
Yo, Adonis, he's black, bro. You're black, I'm black. We got something in common, bro. Shout out to you. But I've heard you cook before again. So let me. It's my fault. Let me just go to context. I saw him. I gave him his props when he was going against the South Africans, and I'm a big South African fan when it comes to the culture, the people, especially the music, and the big booties out there, the women. When they were disrespectful. So in that context, I get it. You have to delineate in that context and be tribalistic because they're trying to get at you saying, "Oh, you Black Americans are stupid." Of course, you're gonna clap back. So I can understand the context. But again, I'm against tribalism, so I'm gonna keep going back and forth between what I think versus what the context is.
You know what I mean? And this is maybe the chat GBT, but who is we? And this is the issue where a lot of people are having right now. You are not in alignment with us. You are not in association with us. You are a completely other entity, and you're sitting down trying to align
You black brother.
yourself with our conquers, with our successes, and all the stuff that we did, which is not a problem. But understand the level of who you're talking to. Don't think just because you're in my house and you're watching my house from the window that you can come and talk to other people about my house and what's going on. You don't know what's going on here, bro. No disrespect. You guys are just as foreign as the Chinese to us. You just happen to carry our character traits and you use that to you. And I'm not trying to disrespect. I'm just trying to articulate it to you in the best way. You use our likeness.
So in this context, again, goes to the disrespect situation. A lot of people. All right, here's my opinion. Right, Black Americans used to disrespect a lot of people. It's about in the black spectrum. It wasn't cool to be African. It wasn't cool to be Caribbean. So Black Americans felt entitled back then and was really disrespectful. As time went on, the Caribbeans and Africa became disrespectful back. Now, 2025, 2026, it's like, no, we're not tolerating this no more. Y'all should be kissing our ass. We were here first. Y'all wouldn't be here without us. So they don't want to claim any proximity anymore because of the outwardly disrespect. But again, respectfully, I've witnessed a lot of Black Americans be disrespectful first to these other, our counterparts. And as far as me, why I'm saying this is because you ever heard the term African booty scratcher? You ever heard that term before? You say a lot growing up. And I'm not African, but I just see it being used a lot as a form of disrespecting someone and saying, "Oh, you live in mud huts. Yeah, I got lions and zebras." That's what the Africans. And at the time, Afrobeats wasn't a thing back then. So they'll clap back as much as they can. Clap back, "Oh, we're more educated than you. You have these issues, you have those issues." They're clapping back. And then, again, now it's just a whole tug-of-war situation going on between our group of black people. And for me, in the sideline, like, yo, what are you going outside of reparations, right? Outside of reparations, which I agree to. What is the end goal? Because the more separation you have, the weaker you get. And then the more tribalistic, and you want to demonize the other side to make it seem like your side is more pure than the other side. Meanwhile, every group has the same issue. It's going to be people who have egos, who are going to deceive you, who are out for themselves. It's going to be the same shit over and over. After you finish fighting each other, it's going to be the same thing over and over and over. That's my opinion.
And it's not even your fault. You was raised with the generations that they didn't teach you why you guys are dressing like that. Why are you guys acting like that? What subconsciously is making you guys imitate our likeness so you can behave and feel
Oh yeah, he's an ass. A lot of dudes in the street like, "Yo, where you get that hoodie from? Where you get that Nike Tech from?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, we got it from ourselves." Nah, you got it from America. That's facts.
in your spaces. And I understand a lot of people are not going to get that. I get that, but this is deeper than this, It's that simple thing. We understand it's a facade. It's fake. It's fugazi. That's what we would have called it. It's fugazi. It's not the authentic thing. You can't act like us and behave like us and think that, oh yeah, you're us, because these white people, English people or other country people think that, oh yeah, it's like the same but different. Yeah, it's same but different. It's not the same. And the faster you understand that, the better off the relationship would be between both of us. It's like we don't sit there and try to act like, oh, we're black, we're African British, we're Caribbean British. We don't do that. We don't care. We're not thinking about that.
Also, had some of the most famed artists worldwide then.
Doing anything for the community.
It's too much. Good video, good video. Yo, Adonis is the truth, yo. I like his bravery.
How
he has actual conversations people don't want to have.
You guys feel about FBA and them denouncing their African ancestors? I find it so disrespectful.
Woo, hold on. What's up, guys? This is going to be a very exciting video. I just want to break down a couple of things. I seen this on my For You page and I just had to jump up in this. Hold on. If you like this video before I said this right now, you're a true legend. But if you haven't liked the video yet, come on, gang. Give the video a like. It takes 2 seconds. It's nothing. This particular situation is a different angle on this particular approach, and I'm very curious on what your opinions are now. I know this is a female.
FBA.
She fine as hell.
And then denouncing their African ancestors. I find it so disrespectful. Like, I know that the majority of African Americans are very proud of their African ancestry, acknowledge that their ancestors come from Africa, but also acknowledge the fact that African Americans have built their own black culture in America. Nobody's taking...
Stop. First, this is right here. This is like reverse psychology on a whole nother level on how she's trying to handle this. I find this so disrespectful. I know African Americans. I thought we were all African American. Why are you FBAs? They say they're not African American. Why now you're saying like you're making a delineation between that now?
I'm confused, bro.
But you're trying to use it to your actual point. So I'm not understanding. Are FBAs African American or are they just Black Americans? And secondly, African Americans did not create their own culture in America. They adapted to Black American culture. You have to understand the difference. And this is what I've been saying. And I'm trying my best. I'm just a host. So I'm just trying my best to make you understand. There's a difference between African Americans, because when people say African Americans, they're thinking about the Jesse Jackson. In the 1980s, this guy named Jesse Jackson made this term popular, which went global itself. But that can be the same used as the people who are from Africa who migrated to America in the last 3 generations. They're technically African American. They did not create the culture that is what is now called Black culture. That was the Black Americans. And you have to understand the difference in the 2 different bloodlines and the difference between the 2 different generations. African Americans did not create anything. Black Americans did, and when the Africans migrated over, Black Americans accepted the African Americans and associated it, and African Americans. Hold on, I'm gonna get my opinion out then. Because this is wild. Here we go.
Taking that away, like we.
By the way, I don't think she means any harm. I understand him now. I get it. So African Americans and Black Americans are 2 different things. So FBAs are just Black Americans, right? African Americans are, I guess, anyone who comes from Africa and that goes to America. That in his context, he's saying that anyone with actual lineage within the last 3 generations is African American. But when it comes to Black America, despite of the Native American Black Americans, because they're saying they were Native American, there aren't just still some Africans that came to Africa years ago and turned into Black Americans. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, this is confusing.
It is your own Black culture. Yes, some of that Black culture and some of the subcultures of the Black culture in America has roots on the continent of Africa, as we know, especially in places like New Orleans, especially in places like Louisiana. Is Louisiana and New Orleans the same place? I don't know, but you guys know what I'm saying, right?
You have an iPhone in your hand and you can't do the due diligence to...
All right. Let's keep going.
Hold on, clip.
Stop listening to Michelle Obama. You remember the saying, when they go low, we go high. In other words, be a bigger person. And I think that's a really great message for people of color.
And gang, slavery was so bad, I don't even know how the fuck we still cool white people right now.
Oh my god, why is he mad about something that happened 200 years ago, dude? Get over it.
Whoa, hold on. Now, this video is going to ruffle a couple friends.
Making it my responsibility to come for all of you red pill gargling pieces of shit out there. Watch where you fucking stand, cause I am beneath you.
Ooh, You probably was wondering, like, yo, Adonis, what is going on? What is this title? What is going on? Oh, man. See, that's how you get a quick little, or you came in here for some rage bait. Y'all all came in here for some, keep it real. It's okay.
Never healed. Most people might look at the video that he made and say, oh my god, slavery ended almost 2 centuries ago. Why are people still angry? Here's the truth, dog, okay?
All right, hold on. I'm saying this.
He's going in.
Hold on.
Are pretty much white supremacists in black American skin.
See, oh, it's just proximity to whiteness. It's this. All right, but whatever. You know, it's all this. It's all right, blah, 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 right? Then listen to what he says right after that.
If your family's been here 400 years and the descendants of a lot of American slaves, your family here, you're 400 years. I think they give, I'll listen to you. It's all
And that's true. That's why I'm saying, like, the FBA's, it's
It's about like Adonis Live. He's a equal opportunity smoke giver.
lot of truth to it, but they take it overboard, yes.
What? What do you mean? I don't understand. Like, how can you sit down and disregard that, first of all, and say, oh, yeah, FBA is, oh, right, it's this and this and this. But then as soon as Tucker, you say, like, oh, if you think this guy actually rocks with you guys, then you guys are, he can't rock with you. He's a white supremacist and this and this and this. But then as soon as he says the same thing that we're saying that's logical, that makes sense, now you're like, well, yeah, then it's true, man. I kind of agree with it. They have a lot of sense to them. They're a lot of factual. What? Then what's your main problem? They take it a little bit overboard. Who's they? There are multiple different people, and you can't justify you watching particular people of drama and scandal and sitting down and thinking that everybody is taking everything overboard. For me, I don't think I take anything overboard, but I'm not the majority, nor am I saying that anybody else is the majority. I just don't think it's appropriate for somebody like this to try to farm reach off of black Americans while dressing in our particular culture. It's wild to me. It's outlandish. But I'm not religious, but for those who are, you know what they say, right? The Lord works in mysterious ways. I always love that phrase, but I could never say it because I'm not really a religious person. But you are. The Lord works in mysterious ways. In less than 24 hours, this happened.
Admit it or not, though, the FBA movement is a alt-right pipeline. This is the thing, y'all. These FBAs are pretty much white supremacists in black American skin. So stupid.
Who are African.
This video is unavailable. Did this nigga just delete the video? Why do it say the video unavailable?
That's funny as hell.
What just happened?
Now, hold on. Before it moves forward, I was watching the comments. Y'all was frying him up in the comments, big fella. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Y'all was frying him up in the comments, big fella. I didn't see no positive stuff about that. Maybe some supremacist was in there saying, yeah, but y'all was frying him up. I don't know the reason why his video disappeared. I don't know at all. I genuinely don't know. And I don't want to say like, oh, he was getting so much heat, blah, blah, blah. I honestly don't know. But I think it's very interesting that the video went down. But hey, I don't know. But let's continue, see what else will happen.
This is what the whole thrust of the FBA.
What the hell happened?
This nigga deleted the video too. Oh my God.
Bro, now I've just recently started seeing that other guy with the braids as well on my For You page as well. These two people, Antonio Speaks and that guy with the other braids, I don't know much about them, but I just now, recently, in the last two days, been seeing them on my For You page. Am I really gonna have to move back to America and start putting belt to ass? Like, am I really gonna have to start, like, bro, like, I'm not trying to be a god, bro. Tucker Carlson broke foundational black Americans mainstream. Foundational black Americans sellouts in general.
She got to say.
But Tucker Carlson isn't? Man, we really need to stop, giving these celebrities and people in these high positions that we put them in, ethnic black Americans put them in. We really need to stop letting them you know, we need to, I don't know what we need to do, but we might need to delineate from them too.
What are you talking about? Like, you don't even know what you're talking about right here. And the reason why you probably like...
Well, I like the fact that he's passionate about this. I don't know what's going on here. I don't have the patience to really sit there and do every single video. Oh, she fine as hell, though. Let's see what she got to say.
Hold on, clip.
Pretty much anybody who labels themselves as an FBA banned from social media.
Tariq Nasheed, he's the leader of the FBA.
Whoa. Now, I don't know. This is going to be an interesting conversation, as it always is when it comes down to me. My name's Adonis Crash Boom. You guys are watching. Now, you must be the most insecure little girl if you're sitting down saying, oh, I don't like someone else's opinion, so let's remove it. That's diabolical. But that could just be the American in me.
Pan-African trying to get Tariq Nasheed all FBA banned from social media.
And they encourage everybody to vote for Trump. He's anti-Democrat. He talks about the congressional
name of FBA.
As far as the anti-Democrat, I think the whole census is like, oh, you know, they don't do nothing for us. They just want our votes. And when it comes to that, I agree. I mean, people forgot that Democrats just try to replace your black ass with a bunch of fucking migrants, and they would have got that Spanish vote. You didn't want to need you no more. No more, I have hot sauce in my bag, and if you don't vote for me, you're not black. None of that shit will be needed no more. It's going to be the same thing in Espanol. How you say that shit? I got motherfucker adobo in my purse. Some stupid shit like that. That's what would have happened on the radio if, you know, Kamala would have got elected. They just try to replace your black ass with a bunch of migrants, and that's what the Democrats did.
The things that the FBA people say that some might find offensive, to be honest with you, is just a clapback. Why is nobody ever trying to shut down all of the people? They talking about, oh, they attack the Caribbeans and the Africans. Well, what about all of those people that call us lazy, that call us no cultured?
Well, to add to her what she just said, I agree too. But again, I think back then, black Americans was being disrespectful as well. Okay? So I think this is all trauma bonding. There's people being disrespectful to other people who are being disrespectful, and then the circle continues. Until we all realize that we're all in the same boat and stop playing Dorsey among midgets, then we could, you know, move forward. And that means, of course, getting rid of tribalism altogether, not just this internet tribalism. I'm talking about tribalism in general. We're black. That's it. That's all you need to know.
No language. Say that we're all lazy and on welfare. Saying that I don't know, whatever else. They say so many terrible things about black Americans that
and yeah, a lot of things, like when it comes to paternity fraud, Africans, Caribbean people, it's the women leading that shit. So you can't talk shit about black Americans, but yet shit like this, which should be one of the highest form of disrespect, is to have a kid by someone else, not the father actually taking care of the kid. That should be one of the highest things, but it seems like it's being joked on. It's not taken seriously. And yeah, because that's some shit you should get killed over. And I mean, I'm going back to the context of the conversation. Jamaica is #1 when it comes to paternity fraud. Jamaica. Last time I checked, I don't know if I check right now, but last time I checked, it was Jamaican women. Is that something to be bragging about? Now, when it comes to African American women, abortions. So, or wait, let me not say that. It's just that in the black community in general, I don't know if you want to separate that into little individual tribes, but yeah, abortions are like #1. Last time I checked, I might be wrong. So we have dirt on each and every side. Dirt. All right.
I can't even name all of them in one segment.
And that's the reason I started making these interviews when I was in London, is because I wanted to hear these people say it to my face. You know, I really wanted to see them say it and talk and ask.
Oh, we're passionate as hell about this shit. This is so.
I want y'all to really
funny.
notice this. Now, whoever this Pan-Africanist dude is that's trying to silence foundational black Americans, Okay,
she fine as hell. I'm sorry. I clicked on the video just to see her face. She is fine as hell. But yeah, check out John's Live. This dude is very cool. I like his content. He has a lot of very intellectual takes about his craft. He's back on YouTube.